I'm a big fan of Apple products. Hands up if you prefer Apple to Microsoft. Good. You can see a lot of Apple fans here. One of the things I love about Apple is the syncability between products. I love the fact that what I do on my iPod, or my iPhone I should say, can be seen on my iPad, it can be seen on my MacBook. It all syncs together. And what I love about the Bible is the ultimate syncable product. The Bible makes sense in the Old Testament and it makes sense in the New Testament. Before technology even existed, the Bible syncs. It works. What we read about in the Old Testament happens in the New Testament. You might want to write the scripture down. Psalm 16:10 says this, that basically God will not abandon Jesus to death or let his body rot away. So we see in the Old Testament that it's prophesied that this Jesus who would be crucified and whom would die, God would not allow him to die and to rot away. In fact, Jesus himself in Matthew 20 predicts, he says, I will die and I will rise again 3 days later. So the whole book is about Jesus. And we come to this place in Matthew 28 where it's unravelling what we're expecting, what we're told will happen. Now, who likes sort of Lord of the Rings? Hands up if you like Lord of the Rings. Hands up if you've seen all 3 of them. Okay, that's good. Now, who can remember the bit where it's in the Mines of Moria, okay, and Gandalf, all the Fellowship are behind him, and Gandalf stands between a demonic creature and the Fellowship, the Balrog, and the Fellowship. And he tells them, go, and he stands and he dies. And the look on their faces of just utter hopelessness. What now? Before we had Gandalf, now we haven't got Gandalf, we haven't got a wizard. All we've got are bow and arrows and swords. What are we going to do against all these orcs? And absolute hopelessness. And then you fast forward into the Battle of Helm's Deep. Okay? And they're surrounded by darkness. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Uruk-hai. These ain't just orcs, these are Uruk-hai. Okay? And they are going to completely wipe them out. They get a few reinforcements and 2,000 elves. Nah. It's not enough, is it? And you just see them, death is just coming, and one by one they're being slaughtered. Absolutely butchered. And they're looking out, and there's that. I love that scene where they're all in the middle of the keep. They've lost all the elves. Pretty much everyone's dead, bar a few hundred. And they decide to make one last stand. And they ride out on their horses and go into death. Basically, it's the end. They realise it's the end. And all of a sudden, up on the hill, Gandalf appears on his white horse with thousands and thousands of soldiers, the Knights of Rohan, and they come riding down, and death is destroyed. And I can't remember exactly the exact words, but at the end, once they push away the Uruk-hai, there's a sense in which death has been beaten. There will be so many battles along the way, but Gandalf is back, and there is hope. There is hope. And I want to put that image into your minds to set the scene for what we're about to come to. So if you would turn with me to Matthew 28, verse 1. Now, after the Sabbath, toward the dawn of the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to the tomb. Now, what's fascinating about this is the end of Passover. Hands up if you know a bit about Passover. Okay? They've been celebrating Passover, and what is fascinating about this is Jesus was crucified on Good Friday. Do you know that the Jews had been sacrificing lambs on that very same day? Okay? And it says in Exodus that on the 7th day, there should be rest. So after Jesus is crucified, there's this kind of silence. And on the 3rd day, the dawn of a new week, Jesus rises again. But just picture the scene. These Marys, they've had all the hype. They've had 3 years with Jesus. 3 years of watching him do all the wonderful things we've been hearing about this week. And now it's come to an end. And it's the end of a significant event. And I'm looking at all of you guys, and you're going to face this sort of similar situation where you've been having this week of being together, and it's going to come to an end. Their dreams have been absolutely crushed. Jesus is dead. You know, the disciples, they've ran away. But these 2 women, I think, exercise a bit of faith. It's almost like should we just go down and check one last time? There's a sense in which they're not sure what might happen. And behold, verse 2, there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven, came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing white as snow. And for fear of him, the guards trembled and became like dead men. Now, some of you guys here, you might think, I'm too cool for Jesus. I'm sure you do, because I genuinely thought that once. There are many people which think, I am too cool for Jesus. Sandals, gown, you've seen all the pictures. These guards trembled. Daniel was saying yesterday that the legion, these centurions, completely and utterly frightened. Okay, you're not too cool for Jesus. But then the angel said to the women, do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen. As he said, come and see the place where he lay. You see, these two women, they've come to seek Jesus. And something happened. Something happened. See, some of you, you're still waiting for something to happen. I can assure you of this. If you're seeking Jesus like this woman, there will be a behold in your life. There will be. If you're seeking Jesus, there will be an behold. And something will happen. Verse 7, then go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead, and behold, he is going before you to Galilee. There you will see him. See, I have told you. So he departed quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy, and ran to tell his disciples. Now I love this. I absolutely love this. Jesus has told them, go and you will see me. Go and you will see him, sorry. Go and you will see Jesus. Now, I don't know about you, when you get told a promise, how do you react? When you're being told all these words, all these wonderful truths, to believe in Jesus, put your trust in Jesus, how do you respond? Are you like, I'll wait till my exams are over. I'll wait till I finish school. I'll wait till something happens. These women are told that if you go, you will find him. Bear in mind that on the Friday, they've just seen him crucified. And he was definitely dead because they chucked a spear in the side of him after. This guy was dead. But they respond by departing quickly. Verse 9, and behold, Jesus met them. Greetings. Don't you just love that? Greetings. It's like, in London it's sort of like saying, oi mate, or how you doing bruv? Or what's going on Tom? What's going on Dan? Greetings. It's probably like the code word for hello in those days. And they came up and took hold of his feet and worshipped him. That is bizarre. Mary, the mother of Jesus, took hold of Jesus' feet and worshipped him. Now, when I used to live at home, right, my mum used to do a lot for me. I will admit, I was the worst son. I practically had room service going on. I mean, my family is so bad that you'd often telephone the house phone on your mobile and go, Mum, can you bring me a drink? And she'd bring you one up. Right? And the thing is, it's contagious, because I was the first one to do it in my family. Now my younger brother's doing it. But he's taking it to whole new extremes. It's like midnight, Mum, can you get me something? And my mum, being the mum she is, just gets out of bed and does it. So, but I can assure you though, if my mum got hold of my feet and started worshipping me, I'd be a little bit freaked out. I'd be like, Mum, what are you doing? Get up. You know, what if someone sees you? You can't worship me. Okay? But Mary the mother worships Jesus. If he was just some guy, just some ordinary person, would his mother be worshipping him? I'm not so sure. Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee, and there they will see me. So you've come this week, you're here. You've heard a series of teaching throughout the week, taking you through the life of Jesus, but guys, you're going home on Saturday. Okay? These, like the disciples and Mary, they've been walking with Jesus. It's a new day of a new week. Let that sink in a second. You've got a new day coming up. You've got a youth group maybe, but you're not all here with your friends. You're not going to have teaching every single day like this. You're going to have to rely on maybe a 10-minute session once a week. That's if you go to youth group. Not everyone goes. What then? What happens next in your life? Do you just have a really bad year and come back next year? And then have another really bad year and come back next year? They faced exactly the same problems. Jesus was dead. The disciples, they ran away. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. And despite this, these faithful women had faith. They had a sense of hope that something was going to happen. So there's a lesson to learn in this. Do not lose hope. Maybe you've been praying about something and you sense a sense of delay, okay? And you're waiting for something to happen. Do not lose hope. You may hear a behold any minute. You may hear a behold tonight, okay? I want to draw your attention to the most important statement. He is not here. If you remember anything from the what I'm saying tonight, remember, he is not here. Why is that important? Buddhism. There's a tomb for their religious founder.